All right, looks like we're live. Hello, everybody. If you're new to the room, my name is Russ.
And I'm Kerry.
And we are the Roads We Roam.
Welcome to our weekly Sunday chat, Coffee with Kerry and Russ, where we get together and we talk about different RV-related educational topics so that we can all become more informed about the RV lifestyle and RVing it just in general.
Yeah, what do we have today? What is today's topic?
Today is very timely. It's RV condensation. We've been experiencing a lot of it out here in the humid southeast.
Two reasons because of that. One, we're in the southeast. Two, the temperatures are starting to cool down. Those are huge factors when it comes to RV condensation issues. But before we do that, we've got some housekeeping issues we got to go over.
So the way we run this show is we encourage everyone to participate and speak up. If you're a first time in the room, shout that out so everybody can greet you as well. But we run through a little bit of housekeeping, we say our hellos, and then we get right into the topic. So any administrative things?
Yeah, of course. Again, as you all know, we are getting closer and closer to the Tampa Super RV Show. If you happen to be there, we are going to do a live chat as well as a meetup. The meetup will come first. It starts at 6 p.m. on January 17th with this Friday. It'll be in the boondocking lot. And we're going to give away a bunch of prizes. There's two ranks of prizes. There's online prizes. To do that, you've got to register online. It's on our website. We'll have a link below. And then we'll also have prizes for everybody that's there. The online prizes are going to be e-gift cards from Amazon in the amount of $50. Those are courtesy of Blue Wave Odyssey, Camper Life, William. And then the other gifts will be courtesy of the company that I work for, who is also a minor sponsor. This company, or this meetup's major sponsor is Phoenix USA. They are the manufacturer of the Phoenix Cruiser and that amazing TRX that you and I got to test drive.
So if you want to enter, just go to our website, theroadsweroam.com. On the top right-hand corner, it'll just say meetup details. Click on that, and that'll bring you to the page where you can enter to win the online prizes if you cannot be there in person.
Yeah, there's some great stuff there. I wish I could. Can I enter online?
No, you cannot.
Oh, darn it. Okay.
Also, tomorrow, make sure you check out, we have a video coming out from where we are right now.
Yeah, it's another free campsite here in Florida. It is available right now to Patreon members. So if you are a Patreon member, we thank you so much. That is available for you guys right now. If you're not a Patreon member, you can become a Patreon member, watch it now, or just wait and get it for free tomorrow.
All right. So let's see who is here today. I was able to grab a bunch of people right at the beginning before we went live. Jerry Holly wins the first Early Bird Award for today.
Cheers, Jerry.
Hey, Jerry. James Catanese, RV Kids TV.
Hey, guys.
New Horizons. Miss Donna Delahanty.
Donna, who is one of our superstar moderators. She's been with us since the beginning. Thank you so much for everything you do, Donna.
Thank you, Donna. Mark and Karen. Mark said he's on his way to DC, so he may miss us, but Karen should be here. So.
Awesome, guys. Hey, Mark, have a safe trip, and thank you all. Another great couple that has been with us for quite some long time. We have to thank Travels with Delaney, who I think
was the matchmaker.
Was the matchmaker for
the Godfather was the matchmaker.
So thank you guys for being with us.
John Kelly from Silver State Canine.
John Kelly, speaking of Patreon members, right there. John, hey, cheers, buddy. We look forward to hooking up with you when we get out to Vegas.
Which we will be there very soon. I'll get in touch with you after the show and let you know. Thin Blue Lane is here. Avenger RV Adventure, who I know is going to the Tampa show. Yeah. Speaking of Tampa, Justin and Christina coming all the way from Canada.
I cannot wait to meet them. Great moderators, but I cannot wait to meet them.
Arnold Josie Espinoza with the fur babies. Mr. Blue
Bob.
Here's a new one, Snapshot Life. Welcome to the room.
Hey, Snapshot Life. I like the name.
Nomadic Hippie. It's about time now.
It's about time now, Nomadic Hippie. Hey, guys.
From I think Fred from Explore, Sleep, Drink. What's his name again? No, Dave from Stop Eat, Explore. We were talking to him yesterday.
Really looking forward to hooking back up with Dave and Susan. I just saw Jurgen's Journey pop in here. Hey, Jurgen, thanks for joining us.
Sean Morden.
Sean.
This hat brought to you by the Montana Project. I'm just saying because they're playing right now. So.
And they sent that to you. Yeah.
They did.
Great people there. Mike Trina.
Endless RVing, and I know that there's probably shouted out Jurgen, POA, Mr. Captain Jack Scrapper.
Yep.
So let's get this started, everyone. If you're all ready to start today's topic, we are going to talk about RV condensation, things that cause it and ways that we reduce it. And we would love for you all to share your tips and tricks. So as we cover each of the areas, feel free to shout out.
Yeah, as I mentioned before, now is the time, and a lot of people find that surprising. A lot of people think it's when it's warmer that you're dealing with more condensation, but it's the cold weather that causes that condensation. What is condensation? Condensation is moisture vapor that's in the air of your RV. Condensation, moisture vapor gets into your RV just by you being in there and breathing, exhaling that moisture gets in there. And then the major sources are obviously if you're taking showers in there, if you're cooking in there, especially like maybe macaroni and stuff like that. So it's a real problem when it starts getting cool
because
outside.
It can create mold and mildew, and that is the worst thing that you want.
And beyond that, that's the huge problem. But the other problem is just that I don't like laying down in a bed, you know, when you lie down there and it's damp.
Yep.
It's like, ugh.
All right, so this nomadic idea, who's just joined us, beat me to the question. I was going to ask the audience, what other things contribute to moisture and humidity in your RV?
Yeah.
And
oh, I'm sorry, I was just spitting them out.
yeah,
left and right.
You were just taking all the in. It's an interactive program, Russell.
I got it. It.
So Scott and Ariane said wood burning stoves and propane puts out water.
Propane is huge, yeah.
Yes.
Any heat source really will put out water, except electric.
Captain Jack Scrapper says he combats that by not breathing, which not everybody.
No blue people allowed.
Not everybody can do that, Captain Jack, but I do appreciate
that.
The
Was
effort.
not a racist statement. I meant no blue people because when you don't breathe, you turn blue.
Colorado couple, they turn on their exhaust fan in the bathroom when showering.
That is one of the ways that we're going to be talking about, but yeah, that's huge there.
Yep.
Ventilation.
Jerry Holly said yes, propane heat creates
big time.
Creates that. So is there any other items that cause the moisture in your RV? So you've got the weather, you've got propane,
just being
you've got
there,
taking showers, breathing.
Yeah, yeah, just that's one thing. If you can stop breathing like Captain Jack Scrapper says, you'll save yourself a lot of mold problems.
And so we've identified the fact that moisture in the RV is bad because it causes mold and mildew, which creates a whole host of health issues. It will ruin the value, the resale value of your rig as well. So
what about exterior damage? Maybe
yes.
you've got water seeping in. That'll allow water vapor beyond vapor.
So let's talk about how we combat it. And this is where we're going to tap that collective knowledge that we always talk about. Now, the first thing that we tried in our little guy Max, and this was recommended by people when we first started, very cheap, simple, easy to use. It's like less than $5 at Walmart. Damp red.
That stuff kicks butt.
I just buy a bucket of that and I could put that in things. And with the little guy Max, we were worried about, we didn't have room for a big dehumidifier or other fancy gadgets. So the easy entry level way that we found is damp red.
In a small rig like that, the little guy Max, it was very effective. We'd have one or two of those going, and along with some other things that we're going to talk about later, and that was very effective on stopping moisture inside the rig.
So what other moisture absorbers can you think of that you have used in the past or that you've heard about from other people?
So,
now, while they're typing that real quick, Jurgen said the lack of insulation, your thin walls will make it worse.
Exactly, yeah, and we're going to touch on a different type of insulated item too, but Jurgen, you're 100% correct. The better insulated your rig are, the better R value your rig is, the less condensation you're going to have to deal with. Now, I wanted to talk about moisture absorber, because Kerry, that's what we are on right now. Our first tip is get a moisture absorber like EvaDry. We'll put links below. We'll actually put a link to
Donna
our
just
website.
Mentioned the EvaDry as well. And if you're unfamiliar with that, it's a renewable moisture absorber. So you can plug it in to dry it out, and then you can just set it back in the room again.
So yeah, and I kind of misspoke about EvaDry. I meant damp rid. What is that sort of thing? Because a lot of people don't know what they are. But basically, all it is a bucket full of crystals that absorbs water from the air. So, but then there are electrified ones like EvaDry, which are crystals as well.
They're smaller, and you have these little gel crystals
Yep.
that are held inside this unit. They turn a different color once they've absorbed the moisture in the air. You plug it in, it heats up the unit to dry the crystals out again, and then you get to reuse it.
So they're self-renewing. All right, let's see what other people are saying here.
Here's another thing that I like about the EvaDry. Unlike the damp rid where you have to find a place on the floor or in a cabinet or something like that for it, this one you can put mid-level in the room where it's up on a wall where you can plug in or underneath. So it's in different areas.
So here's the only downside of that though, is you've got to have 110 or you've got to have an inverter so that so that your plugs are functioning.
Okay, so Jerry Holly says they sell small absorbing cans that you can put around your rig, and they're small as a candle.
Oh.
So those are really good, especially if you have a lot of different little nooks and crannies.
Yep.
Putting them in as many places.
And in small rigs, it's nice to have stuff that's compact that you can fit in those voids that you're not using. So that's a great tip.
Scott said, I just ask Ariane to wipe down the walls. It never really works.
Yeah. Well, that's a way to get rid of it. You know, I can't tell you how many mornings Kerry and I've had to get up and wipe the walls of the rig down.
Now another one that I cannot even remember. Okay, first of all, Blue Wave popped into the room where he said, great topic. Thank you for that super chat.
Blue Wave's been in the room, but thank you so much, Blue Wave.
That's true.
As you know, these super chats go to bettering the channel, and we just recently purchased a drone because of the drone fund with all these super chats.
And the relentless persistence of this audience, yes. I will say.
So thank you so much, Blue Wave. That means a ton. I appreciate it.
Now, what I was going to say is early on, we had covered this topic way back when we first started in our little guy Max.
Yeah.
And there was someone who had talked about kitty litter.
Yes.
That they put kitty litter in socks.
I think that was Miss Stacy Forrest.
It might be. It would not surprise me if it was Stacy. That they put kitty litter in socks, and then they stash the socks in all the different little cubbies. That way, it's cheaper, and you can change it out every now and then. So something to think about. And if you're stuck, I cannot talk today. I need more coffee. I apologize.
Yeah, no. So that is just a great idea because, like what Kerry said, it is cost saving, and it's very easy to get that stuff. Sometimes finding the EvaDry or finding the damp rid is difficult. You can usually find it at Walmart. You can usually get it at the Dollar Generals, that sort of thing. But you can find kitty litter just about anywhere. Plus, it smells fantastic if it's not used.
Jay Kittle asked a little guy Max specific question. Okay. Where did you find the best place to put your damp rid in the Max? If you are sitting in the dinette area, the shorter seat right next to the bathroom, I put it right behind. So it would rest right in there, and it caught a lot of moisture. In addition to that, I had 2 EvaDry units. One I plugged in over on the side of the kitchen, and then one over in the bedroom area.
Yeah, and we had virtually no condensation problems. But before Kerry did that, we had a bunch of water coming in under the, not water, but a bunch of moisture, especially around the bed where the bed met the wall.
Now we have also, so after regular moisturizers, little plug-in ones like that, let's go a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
Only Adventure brought up dehumidifiers.
That's
there are a ton of those on the market.
Yeah. Dehumidifiers are a great source, especially when you're in a bigger rig like us. Like this Class A.
We could have one now, couldn't we?
Yeah, we could. And
I've gotten so used to that little life, I forgot.
Honestly, I don't think damp rid and those little EvaDrys would do as good of a job as they did in our little guy Max.
Yeah,
the problem with dehumidifiers are that they're typically plug-ins, so you need 110. So you either have to have shore power or you've got to have an inverter. Then you're, but there are some, and I don't have the specific model names. Nope. But there are some that are 12 volt. So you can plug those in, run those off your 12 volt, even if you don't have an inverter system on your rig. And that would be the EDV 2500 as a 12 volt version.
And I would also like to put out there in the room, what dehumidifiers do you use?
Yeah.
If you use them, and what if you've used them and they're good or bad. That way we can kind of all discuss.
Let's do
it as
this
well.
right now. Anybody who has used or is using a dehumidifier in their rig right now, type DD.
What's a DD?
Dehumidifier. But it's just another D so we can see it.
Oh, okay.
DD.
I would've
Double
gone-
D.
I would have gone like DH.
No, because then you can just hit the D twice. It's so much
Oh.
easier on them. You just make this so much tougher on the audience. I'm thinking of you guys. I got your backs
Okay,
here.
I'm going to warn everybody in the room. It is incredibly humid. That big storm front that's been hitting the whole
I'm
area.
seeing some DDs coming.
We're going to get some of it later this afternoon. Not much. We're at the very bottom end of it. But by the end of the show, my hair is probably going to be out to here. I'm watching it.
Looking like Bob Ross.
It's very humid out right now, so if you see my hair expanding during the hour, I apologize.
What Kerry is saying, by the time we get out of Florida, she's going to be having another YouTube channel where she's painting bushes and backdrops and stuff like that.
The best part of the Southwest is my hair would stay nice and down.
But
All
yeah,
right, so
dehumidifiers. Those.
Sean Morden uses one.
Okay.
Bill Cade uses one.
Bill, cheers, brother. Glad you
Hey,
could
Bill.
join us.
So not too many. Pneumatic Hippie uses one.
Now, we're going to still keep talking about this. Kerry's going to be yelling them out. Let us know what your experiences are. And I know we're typing here, so we can't go into a big old blog post, but maybe, positive or meh if it's not too good, or hey, it doesn't work. Let us know, because we haven't used one, but we've talked about getting one for the rig, especially that we're here in Florida.
Hey, Lewis and Katie, Rosebuds Travels just joined us.
Hey, guys.
So we did talk earlier, they mentioned damp rid, which we had already covered some of the moisture absorbers. Right
Yes.
now, we're kind of polling the room to see what models of dehumidifiers people have used out there and what their experiences were with them. But I'm not seeing any, so I think it's up for grabs other than the one that we saw recommended earlier that you mentioned, the 2500.
Yeah, and that was an Eva Dry unit.
Everdry is a very well-known name. I've heard a lot of people talking, whether you're using the little plug-in ones like what we've had or the larger ones, it's a well-respected name, so I think those are a good bet if you are looking for dehumidifiers.
Yeah.
So yes, the storm is coming our way. Hopefully, we're only supposed to get rain between 3 and 5 p.m.
Yeah, and
Not too
we
much.
made sure, we read some reviews on this place and did a little bit of scouting before we got here. We made sure that we stayed in the area that is a little bit harder when it gets wet, because we've read of people getting stuck here. We just got a super chat in the room.
From Nomadic Hippie.
Nomadic Hippie, thank you so much. What does he say? I can't read it.
Drone ND Filters Fund. Oh, it has accessories? No one told me about this before I agreed to let Russ get his drone.
Yeah, I think that's filters for the camera, so you can get that epic cinematic look there. I'm gonna have to talk to you, Nomadic Hippie, about that. Maybe you can school me a little bit about
He's on his way
how
to
to
Florida.
get those cinematic shots.
He'll be in Tampa.
Awesome, man.
There we
Looking
go.
forward to seeing you.
Maybe I can, and Kitty sit. He's got this beautiful black cat. Oh, love the kitty. Okay, so yes, rain causes moisture, Captain Jack Scrapper.
It does.
The comic relief of the show today is brought to you by Captain Jack Scrapper. Mary, getting an RV. I hate humidity. We deal with it in Michigan in the summer. That's why we go to Arizona.
Yes.
You will not find much humidity in Arizona. That
That
is
is
for sure.
going to be one of our tips later on, Mary. So you are ahead of the game. Congratulations.
Okay, so no moonshine today. No Daddy Delgado. No moonshine today.
Hey, I might just change it to Moonshine Mondays. We'll do
No.
them instead of a Friday night wine.
You know, it was funny the other week. Steve Turtle did a video.
Yeah.
And he was talking about all the live streams coming out. There's Thirsty Thursday from This Pneumatic Idea. Then you followed that by Friday Night Wine. There's got to be like a Hangover Saturday or something like that. Or we're going to start a support group, is what Steve said.
Yeah, we like to drink. The RVers like to drink, apparently. So let's move on to the next battle or item for to battle against moisture in the air. Some people already have this. Some people can upgrade to it, but it's kind of pricey. So you're kind of, if you've got it, you've got it. Hooray! If you don't, I don't know. Now we had it in the Little Guy Max, but we don't have it
And
here.
I miss it.
Yes. So what we're talking about is dual pane acrylic windows.
So when you're shopping for RVs and you hear the salespeople brag about it, or you see that in videos, RV tour videos, where the dual paned windows.
Before I was like, psh, dual pane,
why is that
pane.
important?
I know now.
Why is that important?
Insulation, just like what Jurgen's Journey talked about before, was insulation. So this is an insulated window, so it keeps that moisture, or it keeps the temperature a little bit warmer. So it keeps the moisture out of the vehicle.
I found that with Boone. We have a 1999 Class A right now, and when you have those drastic temperature changes, it looks like it's raining on the inside of the rig, and all the windows, I have to go down and wipe them. So I loved all the windows because it gives us a lot of great views, but when you have that condensation, I can go grab a big bathtub-sized towel and wipe down the windows, and that thing is drenched by the time I'm done. We never had to do that in the little guy Max with those dual paned windows.
Yeah, it was very nice to have those. And here's another bonus of those dual pane windows. We actually had our door swing open, break one of those windows, but it only broke one of the panes, so we actually still had a barrier. It just didn't look nice.
That is true. And for those of you who are wondering with the little guy Max, with that problem with the door swinging open, they have addressed that now. They've got this special spring component now, so the door cannot just whip back and hit that window anymore. Now, someone had a question, Colorado couple, what about the humidity that gets stuck in between the windows? There is a tiny little pinhole through there that does allow some of that air to circulate and get out, so it doesn't build up in there, kind of like airplane windows.
Yeah, so I guess maybe some people have had issues with that. We lived full-time in our little guy Max, traveled through Tennessee in the cold weather, Florida, it was even cold down here somewhat, but we never had condensation
on the windows,
on the inside between the two panes. Now I'm sure it does happen and can happen, but we've never had that experience.
All right, so I can't remember who mentioned it earlier, but they said that when they take a shower, they turn on the vent.
Yes.
So this is another way to prevent the condensation or to eliminate the humidity in the air. You turn on those fantastic fans, get that air sucking out.
Or you just open windows.
Or you open the windows.
You vent is what you do.
Yes. But the other thing that I read earlier, and I never really thought about it too much, but it makes so much sense. Open your closets and your cabinets. So when you have those drastic temperature changes, you're not having... Have you ever opened up your closet in your RV and it's really, really cold in there and your clothes feel kind of damp?
Or really hot,
And then outside it's nice and warm, or vice versa. This way it allows the temperature in your rig to kind of regulate a little bit better, and it doesn't allow that moisture to just kind of gather in those
Again,
areas.
it's the same thing we were talking about with the vents and the windows. It's allowing airflow in there to move the moisture out of those areas. So those two are related, I guess, and that's a great thing to do. Always vent, always vent. You know, where you come into a problem with that, it is a I guess a double-edged sword. You walk a fine line, because in cold weather, if you're venting, you're having to run your propane heat more and more to keep it comfortable in there, and you're putting more and more moisture into the air. So that's just one of those things that you really have to, think about.
Now here's one of the tricks we did while we lived in the little guy Max. The front door, now this is a design that I complained about. They have the bathroom directly lined up with the front door. When you open the door, it's right there. But this is where it comes in handy. I was terrified that we were going to have carbon monoxide poisoning issues when we were sleeping at night. So we always cracked that little window on the door, and then we turned on the bathroom vent. And what that'll do is that just brings the door the air right from the door into the bathroom area.
Door window. Yeah.
So the air comes in through the door and then it gets sucked up into the bathroom fan area. So you've got that constant recycling of air, so you don't have to worry about carbon monoxide, but it doesn't allow the really cold air to come in. So if you're running heat and stuff like that, you're not losing that much.
Yeah, the little guy Max had this little feature where you could just crack the window. Well, a lot of the RVs that have that double pane stuff have the same sort of window. So that is a fantastic way. But yeah, it just comes to venting, running the fan if you can, and getting moisture out of the rig by pulling fresh air in.
Mary, she said, I know Billy's in the motorhome, with a little sad face. No, she's not. She's right down there. I have her little playpen next to me. Yes, I have a playpen for my Chihuahua. But I'll bring her out towards the end of the show for you, Mary. So, but I did bring her outside. It's very warm today. And with us being outside, we didn't need to run the AC right now, but it was a little too warm for them in there. So they're enjoying the nice, beautiful day before the rain moves in.
So do we have any other tips and tricks coming in from our viewers right now? Not really.
Jurgen says, right, more circulating air with an in-room fan helps.
Yes.
I really like the Max Air fans. The one feature that the one in our bathroom has right now, you can change the direction, the multi-directional, so it can either push in the nice air, the cooler air when you want to do it that way, or you can suck out the air.
Yeah, so it has that great function of where you can change the direction of airflow, but it also has that temperature control where it'll kick on and kick off at the temperature control. So we have a fantastic fan, which is fantastic as well. In the bathroom, we have one here up front, but that one's not working, so we need to get that fixed. I think a wire just came loose because it's not getting any power at all.
No, it looks like a brand new one. It's never worked since we bought it, but we've never invested any time to trying to get it to work. But if it does, it would make a huge difference.
Yeah, especially fighting moisture, which is tough in a big rig.
It's about time now, says, good to know. We keep a fan running, sometimes 2 fans. You know what? It can't hurt.
Yeah.
It really can't hurt, and sometimes it gives you that little white noise in the background too, so when you're sleeping in an unfamiliar place.
Yeah, when you take a shower inside your rig and you don't run that fan, boy, it stays wet in there for a long time.
It does.
Yeah.
And, you know, I try to wipe down as much as I can, but there's still those little corners that you don't think about that the moisture did get into. And if you cook with an Instant Pot, like I like to do sometimes, occasionally, that produces a lot of humidity.
That's moving on to another tip there. But any sort of cooking, any sort of cooking inside your rig creates heat, and you're using propane, which again creates moisture. So when possible, or if possible, if moisture is an issue for you, try to cook outside, grill, you know, or like what Kerry does sometimes, she'll just set the table out here, she'll put the Instant Pot outside and plug into the rig.
And if all else fails, if it's cold out or the weather's not that great, but I've cooked inside with the Instant Pot, but I have to do the pressure release, I'll actually unplug it and take it outside and just do the pressure release, just for a few seconds to let most of that go, and then I bring it back inside.
Yeah, so cooking. And why, again, cooking? One, it's a heat source, it's using propane, and it's just, you know, I mean, there are things that add more versus like frying and stuff. Like when you do the Instant Pot, when you release the pressure, that puts out a lot of moisture. I would imagine if you're cooking like pastas or boiling vegetables, that puts a lot more moisture. But so if you can do those things, do them outside. That will help out a lot.
Todd Feltz said, wrong hat, go Titans, tighten up. I will say I had an amazingly good time at the Titans game that we went to earlier this year, thanks to Alan Bean, who wasn't going and gave us his tickets to the Titans game. Yeah. And that was before everybody thought that they had a chance.
Well, you know, what really surprised me is that they, this isn't a, okay, I didn't think they had a chance to beat Baltimore. I thought the Ravens were going all the way. But, man, those Titans, they got the job done, so more power to them. So let's talk about another item here.
Oh, wait, real quick, another tip. Jay Kittle says, don't forget to leave wet clothes or boots outside. Find a dry place under an awning and keep them there. That's an excellent tip. Thank you, Jay Kittle.
Yeah, towels especially, because we're using those all the time. We'll usually hang those like off of a chair or something outside. We try to keep it low profile because we've been in some campgrounds that have underwear and towels and everything just hanging all over the rig. It looks like like a refugee camp, you know. But so try to avoid that. But yeah, get those out of the rig, get them out so that they can dry. Just try to be a little courteous to your neighbors. But if you're out boondocking in BLM land or where there's nobody else, then that's not an issue at all. I wouldn't do it in a Walmart
We have one of those collapsible laundry drying racks, which we've done that, and it takes a lot of the humidity out, which it's a heck of a lot easier to do when you are in, let's say, Pahrump, Nevada, and you could take sopping wet clothes and it would be dry in 10 minutes if you do that.
Yeah, there's not a lot of humidity in the air. So yeah.
Rosebud's Travels, I'm not sure what you were talking about. You said the heat strip does not produce moisture. So if you could type in down there what you're talking about.
Okay, so what they're talking about there is in some rigs, we don't have it in this rig, we didn't have it in the Little Guy Max, but some rigs, their air conditioners have a heat strip that is electric powered. So any sort of electric heat does not put humidity in the air.
Gotcha.
So that's another reason, like with Kerry and I, when we plug into shore power when we're at a campground, we won't use our propane heat. The reason we're not using it is because we don't want to have to pay the money for the power, which being the propane, versus the power that we've already paid for.
Provided it's a campground that lets you. There are some campgrounds that have rules against using electric heaters.
And they'll meter. But that's another bonus for using electric heaters or your heat strip, is that it does not put moisture in the air. So great tip, Rosebuds.
Getting an RV said the RV absorbs odors when you cook as well.
It does, yeah. So another great reason to cook outside. Like if we eat fish, Kerry makes me grill it outside.
Thin Blue Lane said, first time I saw humidity in this rig was yesterday while cooking after the major thunderstorms. Oh, but you had the culmination of everything that would cause that to have humidity.
Cooking in the shower.
You might as well have just done that.
That's one of those instances where you need to have a snorkel with you, you know, because you're putting so much moisture in there.
Downsizing makes sense. Said always run your fan on your ceiling when you are cooking inside.
Yes,
I agree. And when we were in the Little Guy Max, I always had one of those little clip-on USB fans that I would clip right up over the kitchen area, and I would angle it to push stuff out the window. That way I could crack the window open and it would just force any steam or humidity from the food or the smells, because sometimes we couldn't go outside, and I would just push it out that way as well. So if you have a little fan that you can do that with too, that can kind of help you as well.
And if you don't have it, that tip about running the fan is perfect.
Okay, I'm just trying to see. Downsizing makes sense also said use special quick dry camping towels.
Yeah, you know, another great thing about that, and that is a great tip. We don't have those. We've looked at them, but I never looked at them for the reason that they're talking about right now, which I should have, because that's brilliant. So that's a great idea. But they tend to be less smelly too, because they're like antibacterial.
They have like silver or something.
Yeah. So those towels do two great things. One, they dry quick.
Are they Norwell or Norwex?
I don't know, something like that. But they dry quickly, which means less moisture in the air for less amount of time, and they don't smell as bad. So yeah, that's great. I forgot all about those. We may have to look back into those towels.
Donna said, I use a travel towel from REI. Took one to India where it's very humid. They dry very quickly, and I highly recommend it, and it's worth the extra money to me.
Fantastic. Yeah, we will look into one of those.
From what I've seen about I think it's Norwex. I'll have to double check and put the link below after. But they're thinner and smaller than traditional towels as well. So when you're looking at saving space, exactly, you can do that. I can never say the word exactly without shaking my head. No. JT and DT, they are here. They said we added insulation board under the bed, and a Froley system helped reduce the humidity in the bed area of our Little Guy Max. Oh, you brought up another one, which wasn't on our list, but that Froley sleep system is fantastic. And if you're unfamiliar with it, it basically has like these little spring things. When you put your mattress on there, it lifts it up so there's an air barrier, and it lets the air circulate so you don't get that mold on your mattress, which I was terrified about. Those Froley things are a great idea, and for two reasons. One, they act as a bed spring, but two, they allow air circulation, so you're not getting that moisture stuck under there.
we never had that issue, but it was one thing that we really struggled with.
Mm-hmm. So we have, hey, speaking of Pahrump, how we just mentioned being out in Pahrump and boondocking, Cindy Wheeler, hello from Pahrump, Nevada.
Oh, hey, Cindy.
Hey,
I don't know if you're a
welcome.
resident there or not. My father lives in Pahrump. We love Pahrumpping.
Pahrumpping.
Another
You
Russism.
just-
We love boondocking
Can't
in
be a-
Pahrump. So there. Now, if you're boondocking in Pahrump, that's that's the pro tip. You know, if you say you're Pahrumpping, everybody will know that you know what you're doing.
Or that you know Russ.
So no, we boondocked up above Pahrump, and I love it up there. We're gonna spend some time boondocking up above Pahrump. Oh my goodness.
Pahrump. It's never a show unless there's a Russism
Yes,
shared.
yes.
I really have to go back and watch these so that I can write them all down and compile them somewhere.
I know.
We can gift the Godfather with your book after. Diane Rivard said, I bought a Ninja Foodie digital oven for the trailer. Since I bought it, I haven't used my stove. You can even make hard-boiled eggs in it.
Wow.
It sounds a lot like an Instant Pot, or they have other ones. I'll tell you, Russ mentioned cooking pasta earlier. These type of things are fantastic because you can take them outside. You can cook pasta, you can cook all these other things, hard-boiled eggs in them, and it will greatly reduce the humidity in your rig.
Yeah, and I'll tell you right now, if you have 960 watts of solar and 430 amp hours of battery, you can run your Instant Pot during the daytime without running your generator. Fun fact.
Mary said, no, you never had the mattress issue because Kerry had you wedge your new mattress in the little guy.
That's right. Yeah, no air could get in there.
There's no way.
She's right. Yeah. You can tell Mary has been following us for a long time because
Just a
she
little
knows the
while.
stories. Yes.
Colorado couple said they enjoyed Pahrump. They stayed at Nevada Treasure, and it was a good RV park there and had very reasonable rates.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure which one that is. Is that the? There are a couple of parks up there. We stayed in the Wheeler Pass BLM area, and I'll tell you right now, it's great. The only issue about being in the Wheeler BLM area is that there are a lot of motorcycles and dune buggies that fly around there, and they do kick up some dust and stuff, but it's a great area.
So Susan Elwell said, yay, Russ, you got your solar statement in.
Hey, I try. So if you see me struggling in a live stream, because you know I want to get it out, just give me a way out by asking me.
Downsizing makes sense. Downsizing makes sense. Said, say that 10 times fast.
Say it once.
Russism dictionary. I would buy that for $1.
Oh my goodness. All right. Ebook time.
It's a thing.
Ebook time.
Diane said that item that she mentioned earlier, it's like a toaster oven, but it flips up to save space, and it's a lot lighter than an Instant Pot. I'm going to have to check that kitchen gadget out.
You ordered just, I don't want to get off subject, but you ordered a new piece for your Instant Pot.
I found out that the Instant Pot has an attachment for an instant fryer.
Yeah, you can make it like an air fryer.
Yeah, it's like an air fryer. But it's a new top. So especially when we were in our little Guy Max, we didn't have an oven. But even now, I've found myself using the Instant Pot more than our oven.
Yeah.
This takes up less space because it's just another lid attachment. But we've expanded everything that we can cook now.
Good stuff.
I'm excited about that.
Unless we've got some information, I'm going to jump on to the next one.
Okay.
And this is where I practice this extremely well. Kerry, not so much. Using your campground showers instead of your rig shower.
The whole point of RVing is I don't have to use the campground
But if
showers.
we're talking about it strictly from a point of reducing the moisture vapor in the air, if you don't take a shower in the rig and you use the campground showers, that's less moisture in the rig.
But there's bugs in the campground shower.
Not all of them.
There's big spiders and flying things.
Not all of them. I can see at some of the state parks, yes, you are 100% correct.
Jurgen said, I'm with you, Kerry. Thank you.
All you got to do is take some slippers in there with you and you're fine.
No, I'm not dodging bugs while I'm lathering my hair. Sorry. Camper Life said, hey, y'all, sorry, stuck in the store. What'd you buy us?
He's buying another rig is what he's doing. He's at...
yeah, you know, he's
He's at Lazy Day RVs. But no, Kerry is
That's
saying...
the big reveal at Tampa.
Kerry's saying negative. No. But no, that is a great tip for you all. If moisture in your rig is a problem, and you do have access to an external shower somewhere, try that. You know, at least until you get the moisture situation under control.
Donna said, I'm with you, Kerry, but I get the reduction of vapor.
Yeah.
Yep. And then Mary said, no campground showers. I did it once and I was not impressed. So see?
Well, hey, I got to tell you, Mary, you've never been to Route 66.
Okay, this is the one addendum or one exception.
Yeah. And so, but if you have been to Route 66 and you
The
didn't
Route
use their
66
shower,
RV Resort, just outside of Albuquerque.
yeah, you're missing out. That is the best shower that I've seen on the road. So if you ever get to the Route 66 RV Resort just outside of Albuquerque, that is an amazing clean shower, great pressure, hot water that runs all day. And Kerry's gonna blow your mind because she's gonna tell you exactly what exit and what freeway it is. I put her on the spot. She doesn't know
It's
it now.
exit 140 off the I-40 outside of Albuquerque, New Mexico.
That always amazes me. I can't believe you can remember that.
Okay, so we have our singing neighbors over here. They're beautiful white German shepherds, and they're so pretty, and I love it when they do that. Okay.
I love it when they do it, not during the live stream, but I do love it when they do it.
Karen E agrees with me. Yuck. Downsizing makes sense, says I'm with Kerry. And Colorado couple said if campground has a clean shower or one with decent water pressure, yes, they'll do that.
Yeah, no, and I agree with you all because I am kind of a germaphobe, and I always take my slippers with me. And you know, like I've been in some state parks that do have bugs, you know, and that can be an issue.
Security issues too, because I've
For
been
women,
in,
yes,
I've been
I
in
agree.
some where you just walk in this door, you know, there's not even a door, you just walk around a corner, and then the showers are right there with a shower curtain that's half off the rungs, so it doesn't even close all the way.
I know Kerry a lot of times will ask me, because I usually take a shower in the campground showers just because it's easier. I don't have to fill the, you know, it's just easier for me. But Kerry will always ask, is it private? You know, and what she means by private is, does each shower have its own door and entryway? Those are the perfect things for her. And as a woman, I get it. Security wise, that way you lock yourself in. Nobody can peek or nobody can unintentionally, you know, come in or something. So I get it. Yeah.
Our National Avenger said this may be a girl-boy thing because I feel like I want to shower in my rig also, but my husband's okay using the camp showers.
Yeah, I think you're right. And it's just sometimes I like to let the water run longer. Whereas when you're in the rig, we all know that dance: on, off, lather up, on, rinse, off, lather up. You know, I like to just let it run sometimes. So yeah, it's a little bit of both. But you're right. I would imagine men probably are more open to going to the shower.
Well, here's another one. James Catney said some of us are handicapped, so it's easier for us to do that in our rig as well.
Yeah, understood. And that is a great point, James, that you bring up. It's things that we don't typically think about, other person's situations that make either or easier.
Rosebud Strauss and Katie won't use campground showers either. So I think that the designers knew in order to get women to go RVing, you had to put a shower in these things. I'm just saying. And Kimberly said no new rig. I don't know, Jessica saw some really cool ones the other day.
Well, I gotta tell you, William, you brought that on because William was messing with me. I said, so hey, we were talking on the phone earlier. I said, hey, William, what's up today, man? He says, oh, we're gonna go to Lazy Day RV, gonna get a new rig. And I was like, what? And then he said, oh, I'm just kidding. So I had to play that with everybody else because it caught me off guard.
Jurgen said, I'd rather shower outside. Not me.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no, not happening. Oh, we got music in
Yeah,
back
we're being
there, too.
serenaded. That guy can play.
Yes, it's been this is what I love about camping, and we never get that when we've been at campgrounds. Out here, it's just been so quiet, just so
Yeah.
relaxed. life has slowed down for the most part. It was really busy earlier. Russ even saw our neighbor metal detecting.
I did,
So
yeah.
he had to run over and introduce himself, of
That
course.
guy's got all the toys. So yesterday he was flying a drone, okay? And I get my drone soon, so I'll be on board with him there. And then yesterday I saw him metal detecting in the evening. Got that covered. I got like 5 of those with me because of the company that I work for. And then today he's out there with his remote control car. Don't have that.
Not gonna get
Gonna
it.
look into that.
No, you can look. You can look at everybody
Guess
else.
what Russ was YouTubing after that? Remote control cars.
Larry Grimm said campground showers are always an interesting experience. The big advantage, long hot showers without gray tank stress.
Right there with you.
Okay.
I agree.
So I did find, I learned something new, like, what, 8 months into this adventure. When we were in the little guy, we had a very small tank. And Russ had taken a shower, we had done some dishes, and then I go to take my shower, and of course the water starts coming back up. It wasn't draining.
Yeah.
And it was all puddling around. Now we were plugged in at a campground.
Hooked up
Yeah.
at a campground.
Yeah. I learned that's when it's okay. If you know you're going to take longer showers or you need to go outside, just pull that gray tank thing so the water can kind of flow down. You can take a little bit of a longer shower, then close it as soon as you're done.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to leave that open
No.
while you're at the rig. It can get smelly, and then they've got these things called sewer flies that will find their way up into your rig. What I would do is I would just dump your gray tank before, but keep in mind, if you know you're going to be leaving the next day, make sure you have enough gray tank fluid to rinse out your hose after the black tank.
So here's another tip. Thin Blue Lane said, with our water pressure regulator, we don't run out of hot water. Without it, we would run out within 5 to 10 minutes. So that does help with that amount of pressure that's coming through.
Okay.
Because every campground, the water pressure is different that we have found.
Yeah.
And so if you come to one that has very high pressure, yeah, that would just blow through.
Yeah,
the line
well,
very
you know,
quickly.
and a water pressure regulator also make sure you're not blowing your lines, because some of these places have unbelievably high pressure water, and you want to set yours. We typically have ours set between 40 and 50, and that's safe. But yeah, great tip there. Another way to do that is just get yourself a rig that has on-demand hot water, like the Unity MB.
Yes, I think you should get me the Unity MB.
Okay.
I let you get a drone.
Yeah.
Come on.
Unity MB's only $166,000.
Hey, you can get it on sale at the RV show. I
for
think.
$161.
Yeah, never gonna happen.
Blue Wave, thank you so much
But
for
Blue
that
Wave's
super
gonna help
chat.
us get the Unity MB.
What did Blue Wave just say there?
He said, great stream. I don't want to jump all the way. Okay, I will. But I wanted to say downsizing makes sense. Said, I do have a good memory. It is Norwex. Those
Awesome.
Norwex towels have the silver line through. Awesome stream with good information from Blue Wave Odyssey.
Good. Thank you, Blue
Bob.
Wave. Means a lot. I appreciate it.
Yes, so it is Norwex. I don't have a link, but I'll put one in after the show. I've read a lot about these. I actually use them at the candy store. They use them to wipe down.
Is that what those green towels were?
Yeah, those little thin green
okay.
towels. You can clean the windows without any chemicals. You just wet the rag, wipe it down, and it dries right off, and no streaking, nothing.
So can you just like
And
spit
they don't
on it
smell.
and then wipe it
No,
down? The glass cases and stuff?
No, you can.
I'm
But
probably not gonna.
you're gonna
they're
get
probably not
yelled
gonna
at.
let me work there now.
No, they won't. James Cantnice was laughing. Rust fund cars, toys, LOL. Yeah, the rust
Hey,
fund.
a boy and his toys, you know.
No.
This guy's got them all, I'll tell you.
So Karen, he said, love Norwex. Yeah, I knew it was some weird name like that, but I love it, and I'm glad we talked about it today because it had totally slipped my mind, and I want to.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I don't know who brought that up initially, but to be honest with you, that was big on our list before we went, and then we just never got it,
forgot
and
about
it
it.
dropped off the radar. So if you brought that up initially, thank you so much for that, because we are putting in an Amazon order today, actually, as soon as we get done, so we'll have to add to it.
I think so.
Let's.
Wait, I have a question.
Okay.
Now, this is not related, but somewhat is. Thin Blue Lane asked, what software are we using right now for our live stream?
Okay.
We are just going live from YouTube.
Hold on, this is my area of expertise here. No,
we
just
still have a...
kidding.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is his, but...
No, we operate off the premise of keep it simple. And by keeping it simple, we just run off of our phone. We have no third-party software. Now, we can do that because we're over 1,000 subscribers and we are monetized. You cannot do that now until you're over 1,000 subscribers and you're monetized. It just has to do with safety issues because people were streaming stuff back in the day that was questionable, violent, that sort of thing. So in order to stop that, they only offer it to channels that have at least 1,000 subscribers and are monetized. But the main reason we do it is because we are mobile. We live on the road. You know, you watch some of these other channels, and this is not a bad thing. Blue Wave does this, and so does Camper Life and Scott and Ariane from This Nomadic Idea.
That's StreamYard,
They
right?
use StreamYard, and it looks awesome. It's fantastic. The stuff that they're able to do, man, is just awesome. Go ahead.
Thank you, Avenger RV Adventure. Remote control car fun. No!
No.
The madness. No.
But but we don't use those, and the reason we don't use those is because we are always on the road. We don't have a home base, and you have to have really, really, really good internet to run StreamYard because it does bog down
There's
a
like
little
an
bit.
interface that it has to go through, right?
Yeah, I don't know 100%. That would be a Blue Wave or William answer, but it does slow down if you don't have fantastic cellular connection or Wi-Fi. Then it's difficult. So that's the main reason we don't do it.
Yep. Now
I wish we could. I really do.
So Diane had asked, is Norwex okay on the acrylic windows on the LGM? Yes. It is better than those microfiber towels and stuff like that. So the Norwex would be good on those acrylic windows, and you don't have to use any chemicals with it either. So
Let me tell you something too about that. You see a lot of people, especially in the little guy Max realm, that will not even wash their car with, or wash their rig with Dawn. And I get it. You just spent $30-some thousand on this rig. You want to keep it looking as good as you can. But you are taking this out. You are going to be boondocking with this rig. You're going to be going down the highways. Rocks and bugs and stuff are going to be hitting it. I always just used a regular towel and wiped it down. We didn't have any problems. Yes, occasionally if you get close to it in some of the areas, you might see little circular patterns, but that is really by looking really hard. So
we have, and these two can kind of be tied in together as our last tip for what we feel ways to combat humidity.
yeah, it's location, location, location.
Yes.
So where we are right now in the southeast is known for its humidity.
Just a little bit.
It's difficult.
Just a little bit of humidity.
So basically, leave Florida and go to Arizona when it starts getting cold. I mean, really, when it comes down to it, because as Kerry mentioned before, when it came to drying clothes, somebody else had mentioned that great tip of get those wet clothes, get those wet towels out of the rig, dry them outside. Kerry mentioned, yes, we used to do that when we were in Arizona and they dried very quickly. Well, the same thing. It's a lot easier if you're in an area that doesn't have a whole lot of humidity in the air, and those are places like West Texas. Those are places like Nevada. Those are places like Arizona, New Mexico, and you know, learn to enjoy those. And to be honest, when in like January, February, March time frame, it's a beautiful time to be out west. And if you do have the opportunity to get out southwest, really take that. A lot of people think, oh, it's dry and gray out there and the desert isn't pretty, but it does have its beauty.
It grows on you. There, Mary said, for the Tampa RV meetup. Well, thank you, Mary, and we will try to show you as much as we can, so that those of you who cannot be there will feel like you were there as much as possible.
So we're getting Billy ears out for Mary.
Yes, and for anybody else who she's been so good. She's just been laying down next to me in her little playpen.
So that is about it. It's really location, location, location. Now, if you can't go out west in the southwest, well, then you can't go, and that's not a big deal. You have all those other 7 or 8 other options and tips, plus a lot of things that everybody else said here. But if you can go out southwest, there's a lot less humidity in the air.
Yeah, and I do miss it. So we will be doing our trek west. So
Yeah.
our future plans, just so you know, we don't have exact dates for anything yet, but after the RV show, we will be starting our push out west. We'll be heading up to Seattle area where our son will be getting married.
Yeah, that's end game. That's by March, but we are going south. We're going to stay south, so we're going to go through Mobile. We're going to head into Louisiana, and I can't wait to get my boudin. Somebody's going to bring us. Somebody's bringing boudin to the get together, so I'm looking forward to that. But I tell you, I was just telling Kerry the other day that I absolutely cannot wait to get my boudin when we hit Louisiana.
So I do have a question from Downsizing Makes Sense. She asked which playpen that we used. So
Okay. I was wondering what you were doing over there.
This collapses down. So this panel right here, it collapses all down to a nice flat thing that's just like this.
It's about an inch thick.
Yes, and I tuck it in wherever I can find room. It's by Ruff and Rufus. We do have it on our Amazon shop thing. I absolutely love it. It's got a top zipper area so I can put her in and out through there, but it also has a little door.
It's all the way around the other side.
Of course it is. There we go. So when you do set them up outside, you can see it collapsing already. It's got this so that you can roll it up, you can Velcro it so it stays up, and the dog can come in and out as they
So
want.
again, that is on our Amazon shop. You can find the links to it on our website page, which is www.theroadsweroam.com.
And so Jurgen had asked about humidity levels in Texas.
Yeah.
And JT&DT answered that, but I'm going to share it just so everybody knows.
Perfect.
West Texas, low humidity. We
Yeah.
lived in El Paso. We can totally agree with that. And East Texas, lots of humidity. And I'm sure Rosebud's travels could agree with that.
Yeah.
But, you know, for someone who flew over Texas all the time for work, you could definitely see the difference. Suddenly you start hitting that eastern side and it's green.
Yes.
And you see that change in the landscape. So you will hit a lot less of that humidity. I would say once you pass Dallas or San Antonio, as you hit San Antonio on the 10 and then you head out that way and it starts getting drier and drier out that way. So hey, Joyce Voyagers just popped in.
Corey and Daniel.
That's right.
Looking forward to seeing Corey and Daniel in Tampa. Well, not Corey. Corey can't be there. I think she has to work. But Daniel from Joyous Voyagers will be there. Daniel is actually camping out Friday night in our rig.
I know. Well, we have a rig big enough to.
Yeah. He's sleeping on the couch with Abby. Thankfully, we have a 10-foot long wraparound couch.
He never asked that when we owned the little guy. You notice that?
Well, he knows. He's been in a little guy. He says there is no room for 3 people in a little guy. But yeah, we are really looking forward to seeing y'all. Let's, real quick, how many people here are going to be at the Tampa show? If you're going to be at the Tampa show, type TT right now. I'd be interested to see how many people are going to be at the Tampa show that are in this room right now.
I'm making food preparation plans, so I'm trying to get a rough idea.
RV Adventure is going to be there. Joyous Voyager is going to be there. It's About Time is going to be there. Jeff Pierce is going to be there. Blue Wave is going to be there. Susan Elwell is going to be there, which means David is going to be there.
You mean Fred?
Yeah, Frank, I think is what he said. Yeah.
Henry.
Getting an RV is not going to be there. I'm sorry, Justin and Christina are going to be there. Blue Wave. Let's see here. So Jurgen isn't. That's too bad. I would love to meet Jurgen. Larry Grimm is going to be there. Awesome, Larry. Swing by. We've got a great meetup with a lot of prizes. So James Cantonese isn't going to be there, unfortunately.
No, he hurt his leg.
New Horizons won't be there. Jerry Holly will be there in spirit, and that's a great thing. I'm glad you brought that up. You can be there virtually by joining us at 8 p.m. for our live stream there at the show. We've got a surprise for you right when we go live. There's going to be a big surprise for you. It's going to be a lot of fun. And thanks to Blue Wave Odyssey and Camper Life, you have chances to win great prizes in the form of Amazon gift cards. $50 each. There's 2 of those. But in order to get that opportunity to win, you have to go to our website and you have to register. And that's only so we know that we're, well, not we, so that Bob and William know that they're sending it to the person that actually won it. So go to our website. We'll put a link below. Or if you just go to www.theroadsweroam.com, in the upper right-hand corner, you'll see something that says something about an event. Go there.
Adria Chang is going to be
Awesome.
there.
Yes. Adria's been with us since we were way back in Montana, so I'm really looking forward to seeing Adria.
She's got her new rig and she's ready to go.
That's
and
right.
Sean Morden will be there.
Sean, awesome, Sean. I hope you're planning on stopping by.
Downsizing makes sense. That Larry's my hubby. Larry Graham.
Yeah.
So of course he'll be there. So yeah, it sounds like we're gonna have a really good time. And not only the live stream, keep an eye out on all of our channels, Instagrams, Facebooks. I know people will be posting pictures like crazy. I know I will.
Yeah.
I try to capture at least one moment every day that shows what life on the road is like. So there'll be it'll be hard picking one picture.
It's going to be a lot of fun, guys. If you haven't been to one of these yet, and this is your first show, you chose wisely, because it is a very fun show. Hershey was amazing, another experience, but Tampa to us last year was a lot more fun. And I tell you, something that Kerry and I were talking about last night as we were lying there going to bed was that how far we have come in this community, because we went there last year, we didn't know anybody, and we are coming to a group of people that a lot of them we have met, more of them we haven't met, and we are so excited to meet up with our friends, to come home and meet up with our friends. It's going to be just like a homecoming, so we're super excited to have all you guys there.
I want to give a quick rundown for those of you who've never been to the show. Buy your tickets online in advance. They're cheaper that way. And I did see online that if you buy one ticket, it'll get you in for 2 days.
There
so
you go.
buy one, you get the second day. I think that's just for the earlier days. Usually the weekend ones are a little bit more expensive. Parking is $14 a day. If you're going to just come there and day park, it's $20 a night. If you're going to boondock overnight, you're going to pay those fees right when you come in at the admission, when you drive in. Just put your navigation to the Florida State Fairgrounds. As you get close, they are very good with their signage.
There's a lot of signage, yeah.
Just start following the signs. As soon as you get close, you'll see it. Just follow the signs, and they'll push you through the way you have to go. You
we
can't
are
go wrong.
actually at our 1 hour. We don't want to take advantage of your time, but one last tip there, because we've been asked this so many times. Do I need to make reservations to boondock?
No.
Is it too late? You don't need to make reservations. As a matter of fact, you can't make reservations. You just have to show up. Fear not, there is a ton of parking at the state fairgrounds in Tampa, so if you do plan on boondocking, just show up.
Last year, almost 75,000 people came to the event. So let's see what it'll be this year.
All right, guys, thank you so much for joining us Sunday. Again, our another free camping video in Florida Water Management District comes out tomorrow, so look forward to that one, and we look forward to meeting all with you. I think our next live stream is going to be with everybody live, right?
And it is not paved, but it is hard packed ground.
All right, guys, we'll see you later.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
bye guys.